Come here. I'll show you how it works. All right. First, you turn the time circuits on. This readout tells you where you're going. This one tells you where you are. This one tells you where you were. You input your destination time on this keypad. Say you want to see the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Got me, the car, the car!
Hard to believe that there has not been a total eclipse of the sun by the moon that sweeps across the United States, across North America, since 1776, seen by the founders as Providence.
Well, were they with us?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. There's two different groups at play here. Okay, there's the people down here, and then there's your supporters that are heavily armed, and you cannot deny that.
At this meeting, he told the FBI spokespeople there he wants open negotiations with the FBI, and he wants media present during those negotiations. Now, the FBI did not agree to that. But secondly, during this very short meeting, he questioned the FBI's jurisdiction once again, as he's been saying in the past. He says it should be the sheriff who is in charge, not the FBI. So when he was basically rebuked at the FBI as far as getting some satisfaction there, he went to the sheriff's office for answers. You can see that in this video here. He was told Sheriff David Ward, however, was unavailable, and the spokespeople at the sheriff's office said that the refuge was a federal issue. So essentially nothing happened at these two meetings except that Ammon got to again speak with officials at the FBI headquarters as well as officials at the sheriff's office. Now, we did speak to Ammon asking him if there were going to be any updates, and we did do an interview with him. We'll have more of that coming up for you on 4, 5, and 6 on Coin 6 News. Back to you, Ken.
All right, thanks. about an investigation. Have you been able to talk to the group about it?
Yeah, most of them are afraid of you guys.
They're afraid?
Yeah, they're afraid to talk to you, that all you're wanting to do is get information for them, on them.
What type of information?
Well, just like you won't give me your name, you won't give me your last name, you won't see me, you won't, visit me in person, which is actually breaking the law, 18.617, where federal officers, federal officials are supposed to disclose who they are by title and by badge and name. So, I mean, it's all kind of backwards, Chris. It's all kind of backwards.
So if you feel that, so you're telling me people are afraid to talk to us, how can we overcome that?
Well, maybe first you could come out and look at us in the eye in person. You could give us your real first name and your real last name, and you could be a true representative of the people, and that would start. That would be a great start.
Okay, so you want to know more about myself and the people that are going to be involved in it?
No, I think come out here and talk to us.
Well, I'll put that up to my command, so we're working on developing some type of plan to do that.
I mean, if you wanted to present that you guys were going to do a true official investigation of the Bureau of Land Management, the Fish and Wildlife Service, the U.S. Forest Service, and others, the EPA, and you wanted to come out and present to the people of how you're going to do this and how we should trust you in this action, then I'm certain that I can have the room full and they will assist you in that. But I think it's going to take that personal touch of you guys actually not hiding behind the phones and hiding behind the guns and hiding behind the barricades. And when you do that, then they might actually have faith in you that you're going to get it done and that you're going to protect them, not harm them.
Okay. So you think like some type of public forum where we tell the people of Hardin County, you think that would be helpful in moving this forward?
I think they would trust you a lot more. Yeah, absolutely. So, and then they would feel like they could come out because they're wondering who's the enemy, and they're worried that if they side with somebody too quickly or the wrong, that it's going to hurt them.
I hear your concerns. I will. So you can maybe some type of public forum would be a good way to address these concerns for Hardin County. I'll brief that up to my bosses and see what some of the options are. We can work on that.
All right, sounds very good.
All right. It is January 25th, 10:30 in the morning on Monday. I am at the intersection of Highway 95 and Highway 140. I think I have that right. I'm still in Arizona, and it's the fork where you decide if you're going to go to Burns. The more efficient Google route is to go to the right and go north of the lake, and if you're going to go to the Harney County Resource Center, then the more efficient route is to go to the left. So I need to get going at 10:30. It's 3 hours still, 3-hour drive to get to the Harney County Resource Center, formerly known as the Malliard Wildlife Bird Refuge or something like that. And I'm very happy with these new cameras I got, and I'm streaming now, and I'm going there to scan, to capture documents, to exonerate the Hammonds, but also to just get documents digitized and out into the wild so that people can start going through them and find those planks in the eye that indicate, fraud, waste, abuse, but just outright theft and bribery, corruption, criminal behavior, violations of law and rights, and just bad bad behavior. So we're going to capture those documents. That's my only capacity here. I am unarmed. I came here with a 2-week commitment, and my job is to capture the truth, discourage bad behavior, and encourage civil society, my own included, as the case may sometimes be.
What's going on?
Oh, sure. This is LeBoy.
Hey, LeBoy, how you doing? You got Nighthawk here?
Yes.
Just wanted to call in and see if we could get some daily updates, what's going on out there and how everybody's doing and what's going on.
Oh, sure. It's Monday, and so I don't, kind of the worst time to actually do things in the media cycle is what the NBC reporter told me is on Fridays and Saturdays, and unfortunately we did one of the most important things here on Saturday. I don't know if you had a chance to follow what happened Saturday here.
Yeah, I caught quite a bit of that.
Okay, excellent. Well, that is definitely the most major thing that has happened outside of us just coming here and taking over the refuge center here. To have those ranchers stand up and sign that declaration of emancipation from those federal contracts is
right.
Just an amazing thing.
I mean, I think you guys are doing a fantastic job out there. Things are actually starting to happen now. So,
yes. We let the media know the first of the week that this Saturday, which was last Saturday, we were going to have a signing ceremony, and we had a rancher with a lot of grit, Adrian Sewell from Silver City, Mexico. And he says, I'm ready to stand up for the Constitution. He sat down with Ammon, and they took the time to go over all those parts of the Constitution, until he had a clear understanding of, he knew it was wrong, but by the time he was done, he had the points of law and the points of the Constitution, so that he had an understanding where he stood at in relationship to the law. And he flew out here, and he was the third person in America to sign that Emancipation Proclamation and say, I no longer will recognize the federal government as the overlord of these lands. I shall uphold the state and the counties, and I shall ranch on these lands as a free man. I will uphold the rights of the hunter to access, and the rights of the camper and the recreationalist, and we shall live in these lands as we have been doing for 100+ years successfully, and without that overreaching, overbearing hand of the federal government.
Right, yeah. Unfortunately.
Lavoy, hey, it's Jason Van Tatum. How you doing?
Very good, Jason. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Hey, I've got Stuart and Todd Engel on the line. They have something important they want to talk with you about real quick, if you're able to do that.
I am.
Hey, Lavoy.
Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I mentioned on the radio, we were talking about, the sheriffs. I think that'd be something you guys should really think about, is doing like a lateral move to a strong county with a good sheriff and some stand-up ranchers, and have a rancher host you guys. You guys just shift over. That way you're not, because the feds have built up all around you. They're getting ready to move on you. You know what I mean?
It kind of looks like they're getting ready to put a hurt on us.
So if you were to shift over to some, like I said, to a county with a good constitutional sheriff who's ready to stand up, and he's got ranchers ready to stand, you shift over to someone's ranch, now they'll put a serious monkey wrench in their plans. What are they going to do with you then?
Right.
Lavoy, this is Todd Engel. I was one of the guys at the meeting yesterday with Ammon and Buddha. I stress to them, I'm sure you know how important it is for you guys to not be arrested and to continue this fight in another location. You guys are too valuable to all the ranchers in the whole entire western half of the country for us to lose you guys as basically the George Pattons of the resistance here.
Don't put us there. We're just rednecks.
Oh, I know, but you're no longer just a redneck. You are. You've stepped out and taken the lead, and if we lose you guys to prison, it is a big hit for the farmers, and I think it's going to really set them back in fear if you guys are all locked up. But if you guys can live to fight another day and move over to a friendly sheriff's county and continue to fight against BLM and EPA at the same time, at that point, let me just say something, Lavoy. At that point, if you guys were to do that, I'm pretty sure I could round up some pretty seriously armed dudes to come and hang out with you guys.
Hello, America. This is Lavoy Finicum. It's January 25th here at the Harney County Resource Center. And it's important that I come out and make this little video to keep everybody apprised of where we're at, what's happening, because just in this last day, or today, there's been a lot of misinformation about where we're going, what's happening. It's been reported that it's over and we're leaving, that Ammon is negotiating with the FBI, and so to all of that, I say, hold on, slow down. Not true. We're not going anywhere. We see the saber rattling of the federal government. We see the increase of their armaments. We see their intimidations, but that's not a cause for alarm on our part. We are not leaving. We are here to do a job. Our course is fixed, and steady as she goes. We shall not leave. We shall remain fixed in our determination. And it's progressing well. As you realize, America, that we had 10 ranchers last Saturday sign that Emancipation Proclamation, wherein they have thrown off the federal government, off of the control of their ranch, of their grazing rights. That's huge. That's monumental. It may not seem like it, but once you come to look at it more deeply, you'll realize it's a tectonic shift. But we're not leaving. We're staying. These buildings do not ever return to the federal government. Just want to make that clear, and I want you to have a nice day. Thanks.
Right. And the thing of it was is that after he signed it, there's a Harney County rancher says, you know what? I'm done with this. I am through with this oppression. And
that's awesome.
He walked right in there and, spilled his heart on all the things he has seen over the years here. He said, let me see that. I'm signing it. So he signed it. And then 8 ranchers in Utah stood up and signed those Emancipation Proclamations.
And this, for the next 2 weeks, it's going to be all about Ammon Bundy and the Hammond family and what's going on at the Resource Center, and the stand for liberty and freedom and private property, and the fight for the land and the resources, and the right to produce and the right to consume. All right?
Is that part of it? Are you familiar with that part?
Yeah, well, I mean, one piece of it is the trial went on for 8 days, and the prosecuting attorney presented for around 6 of those days, and the defense presented only 1 day. And there was some decisions there that did not favor, the Hammonds, and so yeah, that certainly is a concern.
I understand that part of it. What I'm asking was, looking at though, there's a statement that there's a witness that was interviewed, and the information for that witness was not provided to the defense.
That is correct.
That is correct. Has that information been presented to the Hammond's attorney?
Yes, and he will not work with us. Almost as if there's something deeper going on. Even at Susie Hammond's request, he still would not produce the documents that proved that Papagni gave him that information. Almost as if there's a protection there of of attorney protection. And that's one of the pieces that we intend on pressing much harder. Also could be one of the pieces, that you guys press, because that absolutely is a concern of ours, a huge concern.
So now you have 10. For 20 years it was one, Clive and Bundy, and one day you've got 10. And now this Friday we have a rancher on his own that's home in the county next to us in Malheur County, and he's going to stand up and counsel his, and he's got other ranchers who are going to stand beside him. And so, and then we had actually just about a half hour ago, kind of a delegation of ranchers from Montana that came here. And so you're seeing an awakening in a country of requiring the federal government to say no longer will we bow down to this.
Yeah, I seen today that Grant County, right, I think it's right next to Harney County, ain't it?
Yes. Yeah, they reached out to us last week and said that the citizens there, and and my understanding is they got a really tough sheriff there that's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, he was.
Said, could you come and talk with us?
Yeah, he did an interview on the internet today, and had called the sheriff up there and said, they really need to go to an effort to get the FBI out of there and to release the Hammonds.
One is the evidence itself is incriminating to the Bureau of Land Management, because it's two witnesses that saw them start the fires around the Hammonds property when they blamed it on lightning. Second, that Papagni knew about the witnesses, actually went to their homes and interviewed them, and then never ever were they contacted again. The witnesses were never contacted again. And then we go digging into it, and the Hammonds lawyers, basically wouldn't disclose anything.
So they didn't confirm whether they had it or not. They just wouldn't disclose anything to you.
Correct, one way or the other. And Susie Hammond requested that they disclose those things to us.
Has she got copies? Has she asked for the disclosed to her? Did they not disclose that to Susie?
Susie gave basically authority to her attorneys to disclose that to us. That was done through a phone call, but so it was not done in written. But basically, Susie didn't want, client privilege to keep him from disclosing that to us. Excuse me. And so the question is still there. Did Papagni disclose that information to the Hammonds attorney or not? And if he didn't, then there's a problem there, of course. If he did, then we are wondering why in the world would the Hammonds attorney not use that information. I mean, it's so pertinent. So, just in that point alone, Chris, that's a concern we have, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's one thing I looked at for, I'm not an attorney, but my experience working cases and discovery is it's a responsibility for us and for the prosecution. So that's something that I looked at that really caught my attention on this. It's something, it may be something they haven't had to look at for an attorney, or that's a better question for a lawyer, but that would be, that's something that's tangible, that's specific in there that could really be talked about pretty quickly. So I just wanted to ask some questions about that to see what else was known about that.
Yeah, well, that's what I know. I did talk to the witness myself. I have his witness recorded on audio, And so, you know, that part is solid. I did talk to the Hammond's lawyer, and his name is Larry Matazar. And
Can I get a pen real quick, Hammond, so I know how to spell that?
sure.
Hi everybody, I just want to let you know that I am here at the Harney County Resource Center, formerly known as the Malyard Wildlife Preservation Center. It says here Malyard National Wildlife Refuge. My name is Todd Bethel, and the company is formerly Fast Scanning, and I have an opportunity to capture documents and evidence on behalf of not just the Hammond family, but the all the ranchers and property owners, former property owners that have had their land taken from them unjustly and illegally, and also to capture documents that have been discovered showing extensive corruption. And they've got me set up in a nice place, very workable. I brought my big scanner and one small format, medium format scanner. And people have been very kind here, and it's nothing like the media portrays this situation. So I am very excited to be here, start scanning. I'm going to spend almost all my time right here in this office, and I encourage other volunteers to come and hear with your own ears and see with your own eyes how these people are standing up for the Constitution and basic human rights and moral principles, and not allowing themselves to get drugged down into the weeds of phony arguments that are being thrown out to vilify them. So everything's good. I have very limited bandwidth here. Verizon is across the lake, so I'm going to keep this short. Bye.
Okay, well, it sounds like I talked about you think it would be a good idea for us to talk to the people of Harney County directly to address their concerns of our being impartial about an investigation.
Absolutely.
We'd have to probably talk further. And, I'll go back to talk to my command about that, see what kind of how that would work, what that would look like, and maybe we can talk again about trying to work out some specifics of that.
Okay, well, let me know.
How about, you have time we can talk just briefly tomorrow, we can kind of catch up, try and get this thing going?
Yeah, that'll be fine. Actually 11 is probably okay again.
Okay, well, let's plan on talking again now for tomorrow.
All right. Thanks.
Next time, we'll talk to others.
You know, that in my opinion, the Hammonds are political prisoners at this point.
Oh, absolutely they are. How is it that we as Americans can sit by and say, well, yeah, it didn't happen to us, some bad things happen to good people, and so that's just Hammond's law, and we'll just, we'll forget about them and move on with our daily lives. And why is it that we say that this is supposed to be the new normal, that we must sit by as citizens and accept such an atrocity and say, well, we've exhausted all the political and all the legal avenues, and so there's no more we can do, and we're citizens of laws, and so we'll just meekly stay in line and say, well, it's not just, but what else can we do? And we're saying, no way. No way. You doubt yourself.
This is just my conversation with you, America. It's happening. It's real. You need to pull your hat down, put your boots on, and let's go to work. It's a good day. Good things are happening. I love you, America.
The police chief can let the dispatch know that this is occurring.
I'm Dan McCarthy. Tonight's new developments from Harney County. Militia leader Ammon Bundy and several leaders have been taken into custody by federal agents following a traffic stop that ended in a shootout.
Dan, a law enforcement official, says Lavoy Finicum is dead. He's been a key leader in this occupation. Finicum and several others, including militia leader Ammon Bundy, were arrested in a traffic stop off Highway 395. We were just at that junction on 395 and Highway 20. Right now, we're off of Highway 78 that's leading to the refuge. Right before we went to air, we saw an armored convoy leave. We don't know where they're heading to. They came from the direction of where the airport is, and we mentioned that the airport has the federal agents. But back to that traffic stop. The official said when two vehicles were stopped, everyone obeyed orders to surrender except for two, Finicum and Ryan Bundy. The official said shots were fired, but it's unclear who fired first. We do know Ryan Bundy was injured. Here's a list of those arrested in that incident: Ammon Bundy, his brother Ryan, Brian Cavalier, otherwise known as Fluffy Unicorn, that's been Ammon's security guard, Shauna Cox from Utah, and Ryan Payne, a militia leader out of Montana. Now, in a separate event in Burns, Oregon State Police arrested Joseph O'Shaughnessy. He's from Arizona. And at 8:30, the FBI arrested John Ritzheimer, a militia leader from Arizona. He went peacefully with authorities. All of them will be facing felony charges. Now, again, just before we went to air, we did see a convoy leave from where the airport is. I think it's also important to note that Finicum has been a face in this occupation since it started, really. I mean, all of this started from January 2nd, and it's been going on for 3.5 weeks, almost 4. We talked with him yesterday. We also talked to Harney County Judge Steve Grasty, and he projected that something was going to give and that law enforcement was going to have to do something.
I've got two witnesses, eyewitness report this, and it was Ammon Bundy reported he was in the back of been arrested, and it was in the back of the police car. He still has a cell phone. He calls his wife, Lisa Bundy, and he tells Lisa, he said, there have been 5 of us arrested. Ryan has been shot in the arm, and Lavoy Finicum has been cold-blooded murder. I watched him. He had his hands in the air and said he was unarmed, and they shot him. And that was, and he said, spread it, report it, and spread it to the world. He said, Lavoy Finicum has been shot, cold-bloodedly murdered. He said. That come through Lisa, his wife. The other report came from Ammon in a cell phone calling Mel Bundy, and he made the same statement. He said, we've been arrested, 5 of us have been arrested, Ryan has been shot in the arm, and Lavoy Finicum has been cold-bloodedly murdered. He said he had his arms in the air, said he was unarmed, and they shot him cold-blooded. And so I got 2 witnesses directly from Ammon through Lisa, and directly from Ammon through Mel. The same message, and so that's my witness.
How you doing? This is Jason Patrick with the Fight for Freedom Never Sleeps. So I have my live stream going, and the information that I have at this time is that Lavoy Finicum was shot and killed on his way to John Day, that 8 people were arrested, Ryan Bundy and Ammon Bundy included, that Ryan Bundy was shot in the arm, and that's what we know. It doesn't sound to me much like a peaceful resolution, but peaceful resolution are the words that have been thrown out by the folks that now have blood on their hands. So, you know, I'm 100% resolved to peaceful resolution. I'm not sure exactly what that looks like at this point. There's still a redress of grievances that has been completely ignored. There's still Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the Constitution that's completely ignored. The residents of Harney County completely ignored. And so I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what changes. I know the government, the FBI was speaking to Ammon, and when Ammon wanted to have all his conversations in front of the press, which is fairly standard for Bundys to do, and that those communications were cut off because of that. So, tonight, fairly peaceful, at least on our side, as it's been all along, and my heart goes out to Lavoy's family and his wife, and it's a shame, and hopefully somebody has to answer for that. But the Constitution is the law. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the Constitution is the law. The Constitution matters. And you're an American, so try to act like it. Again, this is Jason Patrick with the Fight for Freedom Never Sleeps. I'm at the Harney County Resource Center. Peace. There's a scheduled press conference tomorrow at 11. Thank you.
Alright, this is Defend Your Base at the compound here in Wildlife Refuge, Burns, Oregon. We need all patriots to get here as soon as possible. ASAP. We're prepared. We need people to come here. So come send help, please.
Hey, this is Defend Your Base. They got planes flying above the compound. Sounds like they arrested a couple of our guys and maybe even shot one of them and killed them. So this is probably the last transmission you're going to get from me. Just want to let everybody know, God, you know, these are trying times. You know, so I'm ready to take my stand. You know, give me liberty, give me death. So I've made my choice, and I pray for all the Americans that are going to have to live through this. So everybody take care.
There you go. It's a live stream again. Again, this is Jason Patrick with the Fight for Freedom Never Sleeps. I show one viewer. Perhaps you can message through the chat and see if you can see this live, because it's blocking the recordings. It shows broadcasting live. It shows the stream health at 100%. But I don't see anybody messaging through the message board. but it shows that I am broadcasting. So I don't know if you can see the broadcast or not. I don't know if you can message through. I don't know what to tell you. Testing shows the stream health is 100%. Shows two people viewing right now. It shows broadcasting live, but the test that I've run so far doesn't show that it's going out. So perhaps the 2 viewers are the ones doing the blocking. I'm not sure. But I don't see any messages coming on the chat. What we hear is that Lavoy Finicum was shot and killed, that Ryan Bundy was shot in the arm, and that 8 people total were arrested. And I guess all that's part of the peaceful resolution they've been talking about. So we're 100% prepared from here for a peaceful resolution. Not sure at this point what that actually looks like, and trying to test a live stream to see if we can reach out to the outside world or not. But this is Jason Patrick with the Fight for Freedom Never Sleeps. Peace.
I hate to be the one to bring the bad news. I've been managing Lavoy Finicum's YouTube page for a couple days or so. Unfortunately, they saying Lavoy Finicum was shot and killed. He was on his knees with his hands up, and they shot him 3 times, and they got him. And so I just everybody that's subscribed probably should be aware of that. So a good man died today. Hopefully it's all rumors, but it's not looking good. Everybody that's on Lavoy's Facebook page, if you're receiving this transmission, if you see this, you should call out for arms to help us. We need help. They're probably going to raid us any minute. There's spy planes flying above, circling around, just gathering info, counting how many people we have here. And so I don't know how long we're going to be out here. I don't know how long I can send out transmissions, but I just felt like you guys are entitled to know what's the scoop going on. So may Father be with us all. May Father be with everybody else. These are trying times. All right, transmission out.
Okay, live streaming. Can you bring that radio over here if he's going to talk? Okay, my name is Todd Bethel. I've got good signal, 100%, and I'm at the Malheur Wildlife Refuge Center. Todd Bethel, fast scanning. I came out here to do scanning work yesterday, and it would appear I got caught behind the lines. I was actually scanning in a room that was fairly insulated, and when I finished my scanning work at 7:30, I tried calling a few people, didn't get any call back. My wife called me and said that, hey, did you hear what happened with Ammon? And Lavoy was killed. And damn it, I really like that man. I met him, he vetted me just today for the scanning project, and I didn't expect this. So basically all of our top leadership has been captured, and now we're out here. Everybody, all the women and children left before I even found out what was going on. I didn't have a weapon when I came here. I came here as a contractor, but someone offered me one, and I took it, because if they're going to come in here and start killing, murdering people, that isn't right. And I'll stand up for my own defense. And they didn't give those men a chance. They didn't give Ammon the time of day. And he just was seeking justice for the Hammonds. And the double jeopardy and the outrageous things that were happening, but they strung him along and pretended to negotiate. They didn't even bother with that, really. So this is the first chance I've had to put up a stream on this. I'm up here at the front gate. That's where I was told to go, so that's where I went.
We're going to the courthouse right now.
No, you don't go to the courthouse. Baby.
Hello?
You don't go out there. You want to go to the sheriff's department?
Blaine, what's the situation there?
Oh, it's Blaine.
Okay, this is what I need to advise you, Blaine. Are you ready? Dude, you know I love you with all my heart, man. I know you know that, okay? This is what I want you to do. I want you to assume the leadership role right now, okay? I just left the FBI compound, and we're getting word. Everyone right now is free to go. You're free to go. And what I want you to do, I'm actually trying to get up there, to get permission to go up there. But I got word that Ammon is in custody. Is that true? Did you get word? Okay, Ammon is in custody at this.
Fox News reporting 4 in custody.
Okay, Fox News is reporting 4. Blaine, please. Blaine, don't do this, dude. Blaine, don't do this, Blaine. Blaine, please, seriously. You know how many people love you, dude? Huh? No. Don't do this, Blaine. Blaine, listen to me. Can you do me a favor? Can you let me come up? I'll get all the women and children out of there, please.
Get the women and children out of there, Blaine.
Blaine. Oh my God.
What's going on, man?
Oh my God.
What's Blaine?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What's he saying?
Oh fuck, man. I don't even want to repeat what I just fucking heard. Oh my God.
Blaine, God damn it. Oh.
The mother is coming with two beautiful girls.
Let's go. Come on. Come on.
Going to the car.
I don't want to be on TV.
She don't want to be on TV, so she's not on TV. That's okay. You're not in TV, girl. Don't.
Hey guys, it's Defend Your Base here. Still alive.
Right now, malicious.
There's a lot of rumors that people are saying that there's children here, which isn't true. Most of the children, or all the children, left, besides one woman who's pregnant. So a lot of people consider them to be children, besides liberals, because they're murdering them babies every day. So we got one pregnant woman here, so one child's here, but all the other born children have left, just to smash that rumor.
And me? Who's talking on the phone?
You mind introducing yourself? Travis. I'm here with Travis. He's one of the guys watching the gate. They wanted to make sure they knew who I was talking to.
Okay, so there's a reporter here that showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And right when basically 90% of the people, the men here, were called down to a meeting at the Chow Hall. I really don't know names, but this situation sucks, and so we wanted to vet this reporter a little bit better and make sure that we didn't get shot in the back by someone. Travis said he patted him down, but it's obviously potentially very dangerous. I was telling a friend of mine that the greatest danger here is not on our side, because we've been defensive. When I say we, I only got here yesterday, but these, the the cause that Ammon was fighting for, justice for the Hammonds, and redress concerning how land is essentially stolen from people, and the Constitution is, even major sections of it are ignored these days by the bureaucracy. That's what we were here for, and instead they've reacted with, well, I can kind of sense that they probably took a chance to grab Ammon, but killing like that was, they wanted blood, you know, and I believe that, because they could have. Okay, we're getting reports that men are, I assume FBI, are approaching on foot up to one of the first barriers. So I don't know squat about what the plan of defense was, and it's just I'm out here and I'm in defense mode. I have 2 kids, 10-year-old and 4-year-old. And nobody's watching this stream, but at least it's up there documented. And I wish the fellow that asked me to set up the stream was here so he could talk, because he could have gotten hundreds of people watching immediately. And I suspect that they knew that the whole team was down there in the Chow Hall, 90% of them meeting, which is just bizarre timing, why that would occur that way.
We lose if it costs every man, because there's no men left to fight the next battle.
So why don't security get together to just give us, you know, some time to get our shit together instead of you talking, because we've been wasting like a fucking hour trying to figure out what the hell we're doing, because you're just trying to talk us into leaving, but we got to get our shit together first.
We're going to go back on the bridge. We'll come to a conclusion and then we'll regroup. Why should I have to go to the bridge? Because we're going to make a decision. You haven't been a part of security. Oh, security, get in here. Time to make a decision.
We need the gates too, because...
Do you want to call everybody down off post and vote?
I don't trust them, man. They say we can leave and they'll let us go.
Everybody down here to make a decision. This can't just be us.
We are on the list.
Everybody
They're going to pick us out.
They don't want another innocent blood person because they won't risk it. They fucked up bad. We want it.
All stations, all posts, report to
No, just let them vote.
All right, just stay at your post. Okay. We're gonna go run a vote.
Here, hold on.
Explain it.
Okay.
All stations, this is Clooney. There's been a vote presented down in the Chow Hall by the gentleman from Cass.
And I suspect that they knew that the whole team was down there in the Chow Hall, 90% of them meeting, which is just bizarre timing, why that would occur that way.
Connect. Yeah, there you go. Or pacing, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, you ready? Go for it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm with Anthony Bosworth. You're going to get to know him a little bit better. I wanted to spend a few minutes with him. He's been here on the ground helping KrisAnne Hall. That was a tremendous event, a 2-day session, her teaching the U.S. Constitution here. But Anthony Bosworth, it's been an honor to meet you. I've heard so much about you. I haven't had the opportunity to meet you in person, and I certainly wanted to introduce you to our listening audience. But tell us, I mean, you've been on these types of missions to restore our constitutional republic. You've been on these missions for a while now. This is nothing. This isn't your first rodeo, as they say, is it?
It's not.
What inspired you to come out here? Not just KrisAnne Hall, but you wanted to find out what's going on out here in Burns, right?
The search for truth.
Yeah,
there you go. The search for truth. You know, that's one thing that goes hand in hand is truth and liberty. You know, and we can't pursue liberty if we don't pursue the truth. And that was one of the big things that brought me here.
Before we get into this discussion, I want you to introduce yourself to our listening audience as to who you are. I definitely want you to give out a website so people can learn a little bit more about you. There's a lot of information online. You've been standing up for our Second Amendment constitutional rights for a long time now. When did you get started as an activist?
Well, I actually got started in the liberty movement probably 2005 is when I first got started. I returned home from Iraq. I deployed to Katrina as a soldier. And while I was patrolling the streets of Katrina as a soldier, I looked down and I realized that I had become something I did not like. That's when I realized that men with guns had to be held at a higher standard, especially men that were paid by the government. And one day I looked down and I realized I was one of them. I was a man in uniform with a gun, and I was committing atrocities on American soil, and that atrocity was being in uniform, patrolling American streets as a soldier. And I became ashamed of myself, and that was my awakening. That was my great awakening. And,
were you involved in gun confiscation at that time when you were in uniform?
I personally wasn't. I witnessed it, I seen it happen, and I seen the reasonings for it, and it's not really what the American people thought it was. The people weren't shooting at law enforcement and rescue helicopters. You got to realize they were trapped on their roofs. They were thirsty, they were hungry, they had dead family members next to them on these roofs. And helicopter after helicopter would fly over and not save them. And they were discharging firearms trying to get attention because they needed help. And that was literally all it took for the and go after the guns.
Right. So you had an awakening around 2005 or so, right? And you made a commitment to say, you know what, I swore an oath, I understand what that oath is now, and I'm going to uphold it.
I swore that day I would never catch myself on the wrong side again.
That's right. And your connection to Chris Ann Hall came through the Liberty Movement. You've been in contact with her for a while. I'm interested to hear about that.
Exactly.
I was pleased to see that you're connected to her. I didn't know until you arrived with her.
Well, it started out early on when she first started doing what she's doing and everything. I seen just a little tiny video that and it was probably one of her very first that she placed on YouTube, and I listened to it, and I was astounded. I was shocked.
Suggesting that in fact maybe the individual who was gunned down had his hands in the air. I actually went to the Facebook page where the sister of one of the people on the ground reported that in fact his hands were in the air when he was shot, as she put it, in the face. I guess Ammon Bundy's brother got shot as well. Tell us what you know about what happened and how you know.
Well, I am the legal advisor for the Coalition of Western States. And we actually have a presence on the refuge. One of our members of the Coalitions of the Western States has been living on the refuge for several weeks. He was there with me when I was there teaching, and the presence of the Coalitions of Western States was to provide a neutral and peaceful negotiating method.
Ladies and gentlemen, with Gary Underhill, and formally and officially with Oath Keepers, right now you guys have got a camp set up. It's approximately 6 miles from...
Formally and officially with Oath Keepers. Where are the Oath Keepers?
The refuge.
This facility right here, this white tent behind me, this is our medical triage center. I was fortunate enough, our team is fortunate enough to have 2 medics on board. Both are trauma medics. One's a former Navy corpsman from Gitmo. The other is a combat experienced Army combat medic with also got some private contractor experience behind him.
Oh, that's great. So we're setting up a triage center. Why are we doing that?
Organization in our region that has 2 certified trauma medics on board.
Wow, outstanding.
Trauma medics, why?
We saw what was going on out here, and like I said, we've been organizing since early last summer. And and I've been watching very closely what's been going on. Our team and I have been discussing it monthly. Kind of waiting to see how it develops, whether it's something we needed to be involved in or not. And I've been conversing with Joe Capno,
Well, pretty much what I can tell you is just what I know. I was in a vehicle that got pulled over by the FBI. That's where Captain Joe O'Shaughnessy was arrested out of, was our vehicle. I don't know what you heard or what you need to know.
Well, it was kind of foggy as into who all was in that vehicle and where that took place. You know, because the other two vehicles were in the whole thing involved with the Void being killed. We didn't know where that took place. So.
Well, let me give you a breakdown of what happened that day.
Okay.
I was a part of the team that was at the campground where the triage tent was. I went down Saturday night. When I got into town, it was going to be 2:30 in the morning. So I spoke to the Idaho 3%ers, and they said, well, you're going to be so late coming to get a motel room. I'm like, well, I really don't want to get a motel room. Where else can I go? So they sent me down to the where the triage was. When I pulled in there at 2:30 in the morning, I noticed there's only about 5 vehicles, which really was upsetting. I really expected to see maybe 100 vehicles in there or more of patriots that were helping out. They weren't there. So the guys I was with were great. But the day that Lavoie got shot, these guys normally they would go in the morning down to the refuge, kind of find out what was going on, what the plan was. So we went down to the refuge. We talked to Ammon Bundy, Blaine Cooper. Most of the guys there found out, you know, they were going to John Day to the meeting to meet with the sheriff that evening. And we pretty much figured that they had things worked out there. Well, we had to run into town to see Pete Santilli. Captain O'Shaughnessy needed to set up a website to try to get some donations because everybody was running out of money. The PPN was supposed to be helping the Oath Keepers and kind of footing their bill. That did not happen. Everybody was there footing their own bill out of their own pocket.
Right.
And everybody was running out of money.
Right.
So we went to Pete Santilli's room in town. We were there for quite a while. Stood out on the corner. A lot of the people that lived there were just waving at us and happy. Others just kind of didn't look our direction. And there was a particular Fed vehicle that kept coming by. So we kept waving at it, you know. We're not doing anything wrong, so we're not worried. But
right.
They kept going back and forth with this one particular vehicle. But when we left there, we had to run over to where the Oath Keepers were staying at the Sundowner. I get there and I find out that the full amount of people that were there were in one room. That's how much, you know, you see on the news, there must have been hundreds and hundreds of armed militia there. I think I counted maybe 35 people.
That's interesting because Blaine's recent statement said he escaped out of there with about 100 militia in another state. Where were their vehicles if you didn't see them?
As a matter of fact, we were our member there on the refuge was able to negotiate with the FBI after the shooting to allow those within the refuge that wanted to leave. There were people that after the shooting wanted to leave, but they were afraid to leave because of the FBI presence around the refuge.
There's been a vote presented down in the Chow Hall by the gentleman from Cass about evacuating this post and retreating to Idaho. So far, there are, I believe, 3 people that have voted to do that. We're beginning to hold a vote here with just the security team on whether they want to do that or not. If you want to participate in the vote, you're welcome to come, or you can check in from there, whether you're staying or not.
Yeah, participate.
Or you can participate from where you're at by saying you want to stay or you want to leave.
I mean, they want us to pack our personal shit, but what about the guys that are locked up right now? We're just going to leave their shit here for the fucking guys to come take?
We're on the terrorist list. They're going to want to take us out, dude. That way one by one. We're on most wanted. Okay, so what do you think about that, Colonel?
I think if we stick together, I think it's the tactical decision.
But we need to stick together, though. We can't just go.
No, we can't just go retreating.
What are we going to do? We're already dead.
Looping. That makes it. I do not want.
If we do regroup, if we need to, and we get the Patriots, we can get the Patriots to join up with us and flank.
Where are you going to defend? And what are you going to do?
Well, we're spending guerrilla warfare, which is exactly what we are in.
So, okay, so we're gonna move to Idaho and then go full operational?
Well, I'll tell you this much, you guys aren't gonna vote well, because you guys can't solve an argument in a circle, how are you gonna fight the feds? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much, you guys aren't gonna vote well, because you guys can't solve an argument in a circle, how are you gonna fight the feds? Yeah.
Well, I know our vehicles. Well, hold it now. Okay, I'll get to that part where I think Blaine left.
Okay.
After we left the Oath Keeper's room, this is when everything starts to happen. Of course, while we're at the Oath Keeper's room, we're outside and we see the same Fed vehicle drive back and forth. And we're waving at it again. We waved at it every time it went by.
Yeah.
It was pretty obvious.
Right.
So we pull out. We have to run back over to Pete Santilli's room where they were finishing up. And Pete comes flying out, and he's full dressed. He's got his press gear on. And he says at that time that he had heard the shots had been fired, 2 men were down. We had no idea who or what, who got shot or who was down. We heard about a life flight helicopter. So Pete Santilli and Deb, they headed up to the federal compound where they were staged at the airport. And we headed back toward the triage tent, which was in the direction of the refuge. Well, as we were pulling out, Gary Underhill, which was driving the truck, his phone rings. And we're all quiet and we're listening to him. And he's going, okay. He's like, well, how'd you get my... He goes, well, I guess you wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't have my number. It was the FBI, and they were calling him to tell him that shots had been fired. There were some injuries. They didn't go into too many details. They said, you guys are free to go, but you need to leave quickly. And they asked if we had access to communication to the refuge, which he said we did not. He said, well, if you can find anybody that does, tell them to call them and tell them they're all free to leave, but they need to leave now. So he's like, okay, all right. So he hangs up the phone, and he no more hangs up the phone, and he's 27 years retired law enforcement. He was in law enforcement for 27 years, sheriff down in, I think, Carson, Nevada. He's also Iraq vet and some other. He says, guys, the black and white just pulled out behind us. They came out quick. Oh, crap, there's a Fed car behind them. We're getting lit up. And then they light up. He goes, guys, this is a felony stop. Keep your hands away from your guns. So we all did. Well, they came up, surrounded us. The Fed car that was behind them was the one that had been tracking us all day. At that point, Gary, being ex-law enforcement, he told them we're Code 4, which means we're no danger to you. He's trying to calm them down. They're wired up. I swear every one of these feds didn't look like they were more than 22 years old. At that point, Gary sticks his head out the window and looks behind us, and he says, could you please have those 6 feds with their AR-15s pointed at the back window, put them down? So eventually they calmed down enough, and they took their AR-15s off the back of my head.
And this is after they just told you that everyone was free to go?
That's correct.
Ridiculous.
That's correct. So while they had us detained, they started asking for identification. Who are we? Blah blah blah. Who was all later? Who was all in the vehicle? Well, I'll tell you, the driver was Gary Underhill. Everybody knows that. He gave an interview to Channel 2 down in Carson, Nevada, so I don't have any problem with that. Captain O'Shaughnessy, of course, was in the passenger seat, so I don't have any problem with that. Everybody knows he got arrested. I was in the back passenger side. Ryder in the right rear. I don't really want to give his name because he didn't give his name to the FBI. He was ex-law enforcement too, and said he wasn't giving his name. He didn't have to, so he didn't.
This facility right here, this white tent behind me, this is our medical triage center.
Hey, Mr. Reporter, you want to give out my channel on BAM user so your guy at least can watch? Call your guy, and it's the only way we can get. It's Todd Bethel. One word. Yeah. Okay, streaming again. This is silly. What's the name of the guy in charge down at the chow hall? Our new leader. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I keep forgetting his name. I didn't meet him much. Yeah, I don't need to know. And not our new leader. That's not what I meant to say. I meant just to. Yeah, you're right. Alright, so this is the best I can do on the stream right now. Basically, I'm standing right out in the open. And there's a little radio chatter. We had one more man join us. We have a reporter here. I hope he was a reporter.
He's been here 3 times. Let me go talk to him.
Okay.
Hi. Hey, this is Dwayne. You're about to die, you know that, right? FBI plans to come in here and kill us tonight.
So let me go over and stream that. Here. Might as well stream what people are doing and saying. Okay.
We got bad press. I'm not real comfortable with press. Understand? Because we got one of my best friends killed today. And I will shoot you dead in a second if I think you're going to give me some bad press right now. You patted him down?
Yep. Yeah,
patted him down, no weapons. Now, why are you here? Well, obviously you mentioned hold on. Start from the beginning. Why are you here?
Because I'm with the press.
What press?
The Bend Bulletin.
Huh?
The Bend Bulletin.
Okay. That's a small paper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everybody's on edge. I want you to understand. No knives, nothing? Nothing. In his boot? I checked around his boots, didn't check inside of his boots. Okay. You're in a very bad position. Maybe you should go home.
Hey, I don't know why you want to be right here at the front gate.
I'm telling you, we have inbound coming in, and they're going to kill us tonight. You don't need to be here.
Are you the only one, or you got a buddy?
Well,
yeah. Well, Joe was coming up, but I think he got turned around by.
But listen to me. I'm trying to save your life here. Okay, if you're inside this compound, they're going to kill you too.
Yeah, and there's not much to cover. You got a camera, and you don't have dark.
So don't shoot.
Is that your guy?
That's this guy.
Oh.
Say again.
Nikolai, John Trav, do not shoot. I'm with you.
Fans be recognized.
John Trav, coming in.
We've got a spotlight we can put on if you want. Okay.
I got it.
Yeah, you don't have any special gear to really cover this, even if you wanted to, and you don't have any night vision stuff. You don't have any video cameras.
The whole reason I came out was just.
Well, how long have you been here? When did you arrive?
I got here tonight.
What time? After dark? Because this was already locked down.
Yeah. Oh, so you mean right here? Just moments ago.
To the facility. I mean, to
half an hour ago. Yeah, I got to the front end load.
Did you know that this was going down? This stuff with? Did you know? Did you hear? Ammon was arrested, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I know. Okay, I need somebody to move that motherfucking tank. I got supplies, guns, ammo, firewood.
We don't need that. We don't need that.
These two are gone. How do I get my supplies in? I got 13 U.S. Navy SEALs showing up.
Right. We go in the back road. And we come out on this road here. I'll try to get you a guide.
All right, that works. Make it happen. Come on.
Roger.
Alpha 1, could you meet me at the front gate, over?
And he was with you?
No, not that guy.
Oh.
You guys toned around. Well, somebody toned Joe around.
Where's the razor at? Where's Daryl?
Don't know. We haven't heard or seen of Daryl in a while.
What's his call sign?
Delta 2. No, Alpha 2.
Alpha 2, this is Q2, over. Watch him. I know he's friendly. Come on in.
Alright. You should have come with a video camera, dude. But I know you don't have the money for it. Even if you are FBI, I don't know what you hope to accomplish except a head count.
Right here. They're going to get your guns, ammo, firewood, everything. Right now, I've got it. And I got 13 U.S. Navy SEALs on our way here.
When?
Okay? Let's take this truck. I can empty that firewood into it and the supplies, and we can be back here.
Right there. Where's the keys to it?
Which one?
That white one.
The white one, we got the keys inside.
Okay, get them and let's go. Let's go unload this shit. I got a lot of shit for you, and I got entertainment, live music tonight.
My vote is to regroup, brother.
I'm glad your load is so light.
If your vote's to regroup, that's leadership's vote.
No, that's my vote.
That's his vote.
That is my vote as the individual in this militia. That's nothing to do with what I am, right?
So the stations are still doing
I
work.
think we might have one instead. You know, this one right here. We got people talking.
I think they made the decision.
So if that comes down here, we can regroup with a much bigger force and then come in.
I'll try to keep the video.
I have a feeling that there's thousands of patriots that are coming right now.
Yeah,
I was actually on the radio a little bit ago, and I put out the word.
Like,
I don't know what the response was.
Sound tactics.
I got lots of responses. There's lots of fellas on the way.
But I'm going to.
Alright, the stream's back on. And sorry about that, the battery. I got it hooked up to a car battery now, so we won't lose the stream again. I can't move around very well. I'm behind my camper, but I'm on the front side of the barricade. And we're a little bit undermanned here. And some just weird kind of activity where somebody shows up that I've not heard of, but somebody vouched for him. Said he's got, you know, the story seemed a little outrageous, you know, Marines or SEALs. Did you know this guy, by the way, that you talked to with the beard? The bearded guy that said he's bringing in some Navy SEALs friends?
What's that?
Did you know this guy, the Navy SEAL guy, the bearded guy?
No.
So the only thing you have to go on is what he said about himself.
The only thing I have to go on. Isn't that a tough call?
I would have said, you know, put your vehicle close and come up, because he's got stuff there, but I just don't.
He can't.
I mean, why would you carry? The story doesn't add up. Why would you carry all of the weapons and food for other guys? And he seemed a little overly excited.
He was overly excited.
You know, and I asked when, you know, and where are they coming from? You gotta ask questions like that.
Well,
you know, then what happens is their story falls apart if he's not.
He's not going to tell anybody his secret.
By the way, I'm Todd. By the way.
Dwayne.
Well, we can't have secrets now. There's bullshit with that. People tell the truth and you filter it out real fast. You know, no time for secrets.
I understand. I'm here.
I am too.
I know.
Against my better judgment, I took the weapon when it was offered to me, and I'm still here as I watch men drive away. You know, I haven't fired a weapon in 30 years since I got out of the Navy, but I was proficient. You know, I came to scan documents, but damn it, I'll fight with Ammon even if he's not here. This is not right.
Ammon has been.
I know what happened to Ammon. That's right here.
They killed my friend before.
Yeah, I know. And I only met him today when he vetted me for scanning the records.
They shot him with his hands up, and he was
We don't know
totally
that.
unarmed.
It could have been. We don't know that, but that's not
I
the
know
point.
that.
They
I'm wearing his
planned to
fucking
murder
pistol on
him.
my hip.
They planned to murder him.
Yeah.
Or someone, regardless. They wanted
Right.
blood. I believe that. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done it the way they did.
That's his fucking sidearm right there.
Why wasn't he carrying it?
He had his hands up, and I have his fucking sidearm. Does that make any sense? They killed him in cold blood. Think
Why
about
didn't
that.
he have his gun?
He wasn't going for his gun. His hands were up. He was ambushed by the FBI.
That convoy was an ambush, but how he got killed is not clear. The point is he was murdered because they could have avoided it.
He was shot in the chest 3 times.
Well, we'll find out. That's not important.
All the bullshit aside.
I just don't see the point of standing here and getting rolled over by the steamroller. I just don't see the point of standing here and getting rolled over by the steamroller when we could go back and stick something in the steamroller.
How long you guys been in this conversation? How long you guys been in this conversation?
Clooney, did I hear something about paying our respects? That's what I really want to know about. I want to know about paying my respects to the Lord.
I've already paid mine on Facebook.
Okay.
I said, you know, I understand why my friends died today. My thoughts and prayers go out to his family.
Are we going to have a memorial service for him?
I think, yeah, in the morning we definitely will.
I mean, the first shot is definitely we are innocent over here. Regroup. That's my vote. Regroup.
They're driving over.
Staying here, dying,
get all my stuff in.
No tactical purpose.
What makes you think you won't die on the way from here to Idaho?
We could.
Because they died on the way to John Day. What makes you think you won't die on the way from here to Idaho?
We could.
Because they died on the way to John Day.
What's been our training for the last 3 days? The what ifs, the fucking, all that shit.
I'm telling you what the sound
all the chaos and confusion.
The sound tactical decision. There was no tactical leave. Okay, guerrilla force does not attack or hold ground against overwhelming odds.
Okay.
Any type of military that you study will show that guerrilla outposts that are attacked are immediately abandoned. Okay.
And we already have our martyr.
Oh gosh, he wasn't lying. A truckload of stuff just pulled in. A whole bunch of stuff. Alright, so I don't have to stream that. I'll keep the camera going right here. The truck is, as you can see. Yo, that's good! And they flash unloaded it. I don't know how this guy got past the perimeter.
Sir?
Yeah.
What was your rank in the service?
Me?
I was E-18 when I got out.
E-8?
E-18. I'm U.S. Navy SEAL.
Right.
Did 2 tours, 8 years total.
How'd you get past the perimeter?
Right on.
Or was there no perimeter by the time you came in?
I'm glad you're here.
I was here earlier.
I got some things to handle. Let's get that gate shut, and then...
I've got 13 of my boys coming.
Right. Did they show you the path around? No.
How'd you get past the perimeter?
I walked it.
The truck.
The truck didn't. We went out and got it.
Not our perimeter, the FBI's perimeter. After they grabbed Ammon, they set up a perimeter.
What do you expect out of a U.S. Navy SEAL? The word can't doesn't exist in my vocabulary. Never has. Fucking reporter taking my picture. I'm not taking his fucking head off. Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't counted all the witnesses. I'll go over my notes here as I'm talking. One of the things that's the biggest news today that came out and the government hid in the last trial are the Navy SEALs. If everybody remembers that, that was a big deal that Mumford tried to bring out in the last trial. The defense team kept mentioning it over and over again, and the government prosecutors, they kept avoiding that question, and even going as far as saying there was no such thing as any Navy SEALs, and saying that the defense team was fabricating it and lying. We found out today in court that there definitely was 2 Navy SEALs, and it took 2 trials to bring this truth out. 2 complete trials.
They pretended to be Navy SEAls. They were not.
They actually weren't Navy SEAls. They actually lied. But the 2 Navy SEAL people did exist, and they were sent in by the government. They did come through the roadblock. after the perimeter was set, and so this we're not even quite finished with it all yet, but it is confirmed that we do have a name to one of the Navy SEALs.
Yeah, that's right.
And I guess we might as well just say it anyway. His name is Danny Williams. He's it came out public in court today, but a guy by the name of Danny Williams. We don't know all the details on if he was paid or this other guy that was a Navy SEAL pretender with him was paid or not, but we know the name Danny Williams was one of those supposedly Navy SEALs that the government covered up last time.
And don't forget the private investigators got the phone recording.
And the private investigators actually recovered a phone recording of this incident. So
they know
all
the Navy SEAL, Danny Williams, talking to the FBI.
Yeah, Danny Williams was talking to the FBI, reporting about incident and what was happening there as an informant, more so than actually a Navy SEAL. So,
fucking cocksucker. Danny Williams will be the first one. He's got ammo, weapons, and he's also a registered gunsmith. He'll fix your shit. He's close.
Alright, so now you
Can we
guys
hot
can
wire
see
that
better.
goddamn thing?
I don't talk to him. Hey, Dwayne, have we found that key yet?
I sent a man out of the tower. I need to replace him.
Dwayne, can we hot wire that bitch?
No. There's a man that says he has a key to it.
It's gonna be damn hard for us to get food and supplies into you if we have to do this.
Right, but there's back roads that are totally clear, and we could just drive around.
Not now. That's where those guys went. They went up the hill, all 14 of them, one right behind the other.
Okay.
And there was
Travis.
two all-terrain vehicles with that.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Brandon from the militia called, and them fuckers, I don't know. They say they're on their way. They say they're on their way.
We need to get that fucking vehicle out of the way. We need to get that fucking vehicle out of the way.
Right, I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
What's up?
We need to relieve a man in the tower.
I'm not going to the fucking tower.
No.
Yeah, that's if
Somebody have a
this
smoke.
goes sideways,
What's
that's that trap. Okay, so you can actually move the truck just with
You have bombs.
It's a loader.
my rope is not strong enough to yank it out of the way.
Danny Williams will be in a motorhome. He's the one that's got your weapons and powder. And we can reload here. We don't have to fucking save your breath.
So this guy's, the Danny guy has my number. I'm at 2% battery. Alright, do you have a vehicle up there?
You need a battery?
No, I need a...
That battery. That vehicle should come down with me to headquarters for the guy that owns it. You wanted it?
Okay.
I'm going to run
Is there a
it
vehicle down there?
Yeah.
Or can you...
You need the
Dwayne was
charger?
supposed to grab my charger. Do you have an outlet in here?
Yeah, you can charge if you need to. It's on an inverter.
For my phone?
No. Sorry. Charge your radio battery.
Good.
So who's the other viewer? Somebody text me and let me know.
Do you want to grab it, or do you want me to come down there and grab it?
No. I'll try to get you a charger for your phone. It's a regular.
Can you guys hear this conversation?
And I understand that the boy was shot. Fuck.
The cowboy was shot. The boy shot in the chest with his hands up. He was unarmed totally because I'm wearing his fucking pistol on my hip. Unarmed. Shot like this. No. Shot in the chest 3 times.
So if you can't find that one, just find an iPhone 5 charger.
Got it.
iPhone 5.
I'll do what I can.
You know what? Dude, I can charge that phone for you. I have the adapter.
You have it?
Yeah.
Okay, we already got one. Don't
So,
worry
well,
about
let me... I'll check it real quick for you.
Who's got a phone I can use right now, or you can dial the number for me so I can get a hold of Danny. He's on his way in. 541.
Mine's dead. It's dead as fuck.
Mine is tower. We got a generator. We did get that generator, right? Yeah, I do. Does anybody got a phone that works?
Use mine. We're running the screen.
This is Q19 here. You need me to tell you over. 541. Did you vote?
Isn't that a micro
My
USB?
vote is a whole lot of ground over.
Looks like a micro.
I'm with you then. Roger that. I got your back, buddy.
Q1, this is Bravo 1. Show me that charger. Over.
This is Charlie 1. My vote is to hold my ground. Over.
I understand, like,
midnight.
right
It gives you
here.
4 hours to prepare. What? It's almost midnight. It gives you about a couple hours to prepare. How long do you guys have this conversation?
I don't know, we're probably gonna get started as soon as the rollout rolls out.
Anybody stays here and there's some kind of trouble, maybe we can come up with another much bigger force.
And I'm trying to figure out, if you roll out, where's the fight? I mean, if you can tell me we roll out to Idaho, and then we're the, whatever you want to call it, the guerrilla warfare team.
That's what.
Where's the fight?
Where's the fight? Wherever there's a federal building or a federal employee.
Are you saying going full-on attack against us?
Regroup, get in, go find out who works for the Fed and start executing them. Execute them, their families, everyone. Make it a statement. If you work for these crooked bucks, you're gonna die.
And you think that that's more tactical than just standing peacefully here?
Now the team that went down to the chow hall for the talk, why aren't they coming back? Now the team that went down to the chow hall for the talk, why aren't they coming back?
541, 573, 2014.
Guys, the team that went to the chow hall for the talk, why aren't they coming back?
No.
The team that went to the chow hall for the talk, why aren't they coming back?
No.
The fellow with the beard that was New Old Militia. Dan Williams is his name.
Where's he going? Do you have your phone? No. No, he doesn't have your phone?
I know, it's convenient.
No, there's a lot of people out there.
I know, and I'm hoping so. I want to be positive. So, train's still going, I suspect. I'm sorry, guys, you can't see anything. There's nothing to see out here, and I'm not... obviously, for tactical reasons, they don't want me to be shining my light around on everybody, spoiling their night vision. But hopefully you can hear. Somebody send me a text message or chat something so I know. It'll pop up on the screen. Send out a few links to this. Get a few more people watching. You know, call someone that's got a lot of friends. We're at the Mulholland National Wildlife Refuge, and essentially the perimeter is being tightened by the government, and they've captured Ammon Bundy in an ambush on their
Why would we be silhouetting ourselves at?
1, 2, or 3 cars. I don't know the details, and they killed LeBoy. Don't know the details on it, but LeBoy's dead. Ryan was arrested, right? And who else? Who else was with Ammon? Is that coming on your radio?
Somebody's just sitting on the radio.
And listening to music instead of paying attention.
Right now you're winning. The reason we're winning is because we're standing and defending. We are the David in the David and Goliath story. You go guerrilla David in the David and Goliath story. You go guerrilla David in the David and Goliath story. You go guerrilla tactics now, and the narrative changes to domestic terrorists that have gone full tactical, crisscrossed, and whatever. If you're defending and the militia comes from all around to wherever they can get to on the outside, and we're still here defending, because I've put out already to the media, we're fully prepared for the peaceful resolution. 100% the peaceful resolution. Peaceful resolution is what's been said over and over. Yeah, exactly. Which is what? Which is getting murked?
Restarting the Constitution.
Right.
Resolution, what do you mean by that?
The redress of grievances. Everything we've already been talking about. We have been taking.
FBI doesn't say they're coming in.
They haven't
FBI said that they were going to come in the first time. That's what got me prompted to come here to defend you guys. That's why I left early.
No, the FBI's only said evacuate. And your time is short. That's what they said. You can evacuate now, no hard feelings, if you believe them, but your time is short.
This tower, both vehicles that were in the excavator, one of them is leaving.
I need to know if one of those is a motorhome.
What I'm seeing up here. This is what I'm seeing up here.
Danny will be in a motorhome.
Okay, it says battery's not charging.
He's got powder. He's got reloading
Powder?
equipment.
All right, so we got a guy, Navy SEAL, 33 years, I think. Older guy, looks like he's a Vietnam vet. And so he says he's brought supplies, and he's got a truckload here. They used one of the trucks that was available to transfer it. I see a bunch of wood.
Oh, yeah.
For you.
I've got word that the communications have been cut off. Their cell phones have been somehow blocked. Barbara Berg had regular contact with them. Yeah, we love them, and we're still here for them.
Why is there so much wood in the back of this? So, is that for us? Okay, I see a lot of wood and a few bags.
The two Navy SEAL people did exist, and they were sent in by the government. They did come through the roadblock after the perimeter was set.
And he said he's got 13 Navy SEAL friends coming to help us out. Yeah, I hope so. Of course, I've got my apprehensions, but Travis is right. I won't mouth off and discourage anybody. Sorry about the flashing light. All I can do is keep the stream going and see what happens. Towers reporting on vehicles that they can see, so they can see pretty far away.
Where are you going? I'm just going to like lay down in a different spot. All right.
So I don't know anything about any of where people are positioned, and I'm pretty sure we have some people further out from our position.
Don't say anything about our positioning.
No, I won't. But
No,
actually,
don't say anything about our positioning.
Travis is right.
They're going to be listening to
Yeah, I know they will. In some respects, I kind of hope they are, but then I'm not qualified enough to say the right things. No, I'm not a reporter. I'm a scanning guy.
He's a scanning He was here doing scans and he stuck around.
And I
Believe that reporter just pulled his camera out and started taking pictures. Fucker, lucky he did not go for a fucking swim.
well, he didn't get any of us, so he's desperate to catch something, I guess. Not much else to say. It's actually quiet for the moment. I don't hear any voices around. And Travis, did you get any word on the meeting and when those guys are coming back?
What guys?
The guys that went to the meeting.
They'll come. They'll come when they need to come.
Anybody need to smoke?
No, I've got nicotine tablets I use. It's much more convenient and less deadly. Hey, my two viewers, you still haven't sent me any messages, but I'm assuming one of them is Alan and the other one is my wife.
You guys are still sitting here. You guys are gonna be here at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Are you leaving? Are you staying?
I think everybody should regroup.
I'm staying with what should be done, but I don't have...
Try the fire truck, have 5 armed guys get in that fire truck and follow us behind it. They try to fuck with us, lay with them. Try the fire truck, have 5 armed guys get in that fire truck and follow us behind it. They try to fuck with us, lay with them.
Yeah.
We regroup in Idaho.
We would be driving a government vehicle.
So what? Fuck them. For all the convoy.
That would be like him, driving the fucking truck out into town. Why would we?
Or do it from your car, I don't know.
I don't have a I got dropped off here.
Ammon would have got shot.
I don't have a house. I don't have a fucking job no more. You got that?
I don't either. I lost my house, I lost everything, brother. You're not the only one.
The only thing I have is what I'm fucking wearing and all you guys here.
I think he doesn't.
And all I see is a bunch of salty motherfuckers that are tucking and diving with their fucking tails between their legs. We came here for one fucking reason, and that's to fight. All you guys want to fucking leave because you want to be complacent.
Defend the Constitution. That's what I came. Not fight.
Defend the Constitution.
Defend the Constitution. To stand in defense of the Constitution. I will stand and I will defend. I'm going to defend Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the United States Constitution.
This is why we're all
stand
here, and everybody's wanting
to defend.
More important.
Huh?
The 10th Amendment covers everything.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Right, and that's what we're doing here. We're
Quit getting salty, quit turning into a fucking Felicia, and stand up for the whole fucking reason why you're here.
How long have we been saying this? Us, the people.
We the people.
It's all over.
We're here to fight.
It's all over. Okay, so here's what's coming on the radio, and it's what I've heard from the outside. It's all over the news that Lavoy Finicum was killed in cold blood with his hands in the air.
It's on any news?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's live breaking news.
We won.
We didn't win. Somebody died.
We lost somebody. How about fucking win?
And
You were sick in that fucking head, dude.
Jason, I think we won.
I think we're winning.
I don't think there's a need for good men to die.
Lavoy Finicum dying is not a win.
It's a horrible thing that happened.
Lavoy Finicum dying is not a win. It's not a win. There's no way that leaving here with a dead Lavoy Finicum is a win.
You know
That's not a win.
I'm not saying Lavoy is a win.
Get people out of there.
Out of where?
Wherever they were holding them.
They put them on the
they're gone.
I know enough about how shit operates, they're gone.
That guy was like, that one guy that was here, he was like, you said, why don't you call right now?
Okay.
He said, okay.
So,
then he put his phone back in his thing. I said, what? And he said, I'm not playing games.
Are we to a point,
I don't trust that,
to a
dude.
point where y'all would like to vote again?
Vote it.
Okay. All in favor of leaving and going on a convoy to Idaho, say aye. All opposed, nay.
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 Thank you. Unanimous decision. We're staying.
Okay.
Isn't there a beer over there? I can have one beer.
I got a fucking half pint of whiskey in the back
You're
of
not
the
opposed, are you? Okay. So I'm going to sign out. I've recorded all this. It seems like there's 4 people leaving. They're leaving with cows. Hopefully they're leaving soon. And I will be here defending.
So here we are, just wait and see. Oh, just wasting all the heat. I'm gonna go close the camper door. He handed me a gun.
guys want some of that wood here? Or do we need it more down below?
We'll move it later.
Staying warm.
We got a lot of wood all around.
Okay, there's a generator in there also. Danny's got 2 more generators in the deal. And we did bring in the gym.
We'll be okay till tomorrow morning with the generators and stuff.
Amps, electric guitars, acoustic, sax.
That's way down the list of my priorities.
And several of my boys
Unless we
play
can
music
make a
also.
sonic weapon out of it and deafen the opposition. Make so much noise they can't hear their radios. So,
and that one we got to get in. He's got all the shit, weapons.
We found the key, so we'll be working on that now. We can actually fucking move that thing.
Good. No, there was 14 rigs that went up. There was 2 of those.
I don't think we should be moving any vehicles until we see a few more people here.
Yeah, I'll down there. I sent you guys a message.
Not like it matters, they could just drive around. They could just drive around. Well, there's a lot of unanswered questions. So I can't tell you guys anything. Sorry about that. Nobody's texted me. I don't see anything popping up on the...
So if you can tell Cooper that. I can't remember his first name.
Set title. I think the title's already set. Let's change it.
Escort, he's friendly down. He has some supplies and some information for...
Dan Williams is the guy you want to let through. He'll be in a motorhome. Bearded white fucker, just like me.
Chow Hall, do you copy?
I'll send it.
We need an escort up here. We have a man who is bringing down supplies and has intel for Cooper.
Why doesn't he share it with us?
I'm inbound to your location, okay?
Copy that, thank you.
I may be a suspicious fellow, but I'm not stupid. Let's tell the whole world. No, let's not actually. Because if it's valuable intel, we don't want to tell the whole world, but...
Thank you, guys.
Good as that side.
So where are you from? You from Burns or?
Alaska.
Oh, you're from Alaska?
Sitka.
Fuck yeah. You drive all the way down here for this?
Nope. I was down here on business. When I heard what was going on, I couldn't believe it. Then I heard what happened tonight. I called my boys. I got 13 U.S. Navy SEALs on their way.
Hey, anybody have internet connection? Besides me? Does anybody have internet?
No. Yeah. We get them in. You let me tell the media that 13 U.S. Navy SEALs will join this cause.
I don't even have a phone.
Don't you have a phone? I don't know if I'm live. I'm trying to do a live stream right now. I don't know if it's on. It says it's on.
That guy said that we had till 4 a.m., right?
Supposedly.
And there's 11 vehicles coming in now as he's leaving?
Something like that. Alright, we got 12 viewers. Alright, that's what. Alright, so it's on. It's on live. Hello, Americans. Yeah, hopefully you guys can see me. Alrighty. Yeah, they got a thumbs up. Okay.
Got a phone down number.
Alrighty guys, so they got, basically, here's the scoop. They got vehicles surrounding us. We're completely surrounded right now. I'm in the dark right now, guys. Hold on. So, it looks like this is it. This is going to be the final stand here, guys. So you guys are watching it live. Here to defend your base right now, the only guy with a live stream in the compound.
Okay, we got a couple more vehicles showing up. Hopefully it's the guys coming back from the meeting, whatever they were talking about. I just connected in the most inconvenient spot only because there's vehicles. I have to get the position just right for the bandwidth to be there. And fellas walked over to talk to people at the vehicle. Okay, so let me go over there real quick. If I unplug, I think I'll lose it, but we'll try. I heard something. I won't say anything. What happened with Blaine Cooper?
I do not know.
Hey, can someone say happy America, just to see if you guys can hear me. Happy America. No happy Americas? There's too many entrances on that road. They're pouring in. They got all the entrances blocked now. Milagros, we know that they're surrounding us because we have eyes on the road. The tower has spotted multiple vehicles incoming.
Check that number.
Happy America! Well, if you guys want to know what happened to the rest of the guys, a lot of them tucked tail and ran. A lot of them tucked tail and ran. Live stream.
You staying here?
Where are you going?
Right here, I'm going down the road.
Okay.
You coming?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Come.
We're not here to fight, guys. We're here to defend. I'm defending my base. This is our base. They killed Lavoie Finicum. They shot him with his hands up. He was on his knees. They murdered that man. Americans, grow some balls!
Blaine. I don't know him. I don't think I do. He's one of the leaders, though, isn't he? Alright, let's go over there. Pick up the battery. Got a big old truck battery gotta carry around here.
Blaine is going to hot foot to Idaho with 2 other people and the Coalition of Western States. and the Coalition of Western States. Anybody that wishes to go with them is more than welcome. They're taking our only night vision, and I am prepared to defend the Constitution.
How many is with Blaine? You don't know? Oh.
What?
I don't even know. Which one is Blaine? He's
the one that does all the YouTube videos. He's
still not ringing a bell.
He's got a million YouTube videos.
Damn it.
You guys are still sitting here. You guys gonna be here at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Are you leaving? Or are you staying?
I think everybody should regroup.
I'm staying with what should be done, but I don't have...
Drive the fire truck, have 5 armed guys get in that fire truck and follow us behind. If they try to fuck with us, lay with them.
Yeah.
We're regrouping Idaho.
We would be driving a government vehicle.
So what?
If
we're all the convoy,
that would be like him, driving the fucking truck out of the town.
How many is with Blaine? You don't know? Oh.
What?
I don't even know. Which one is Blaine? He's
the one that does all the YouTube videos. He's
still not ringing a bell.
He's got a million YouTube videos.
Damn it. All right.
And keep us under their thumb. So his name's Joseph Rice, correct?
Joseph Rice.
If you guys do not hear anything from anybody but Joseph Rice, he is the contact. He's the only the only person you guys listen to. If anybody else has anything different, it's not true.
Scared the crap out of everybody. Campers had to come out with their hands, the residents in the campground had to come out with their hands in the air. They had, I don't know what they were. You know how a tank has a door on the top?
And some just weird kind of activity where somebody shows up that I've not heard of, but somebody vouched for him. Said he's got, you know, the story seemed a little outrageous, you know, Marines or SEALs. Did you know this guy, by the way, that you talked to with the beard?
Nikolai, don't turn! Do not shoot! I'm with you! Advance be recognized! Contact! Come in! Seal, I was here earlier. I know. Okay, I need somebody to move that motherfucking thing. I got supplies, guns, ammo, fire...
We don't need that. We don't need that.
move that motherfucking thing.
Have any confirmation on any?
He's handed me, Dwayne's handed me the flag and his horse.
Want to put your phone down?
Don't look this way, I got a pistol.
It's
an MRAP.
What is it?
I think they're called MRAPs.
MRAP is what
Some
I'm
kind of
being told.
military.
So they, yes. They.
For this in a Patriot cash, okay? So we have autographed these.
The mother is coming with two beautiful girls.
Let's go. Come on. Yes, they needed to secure that area for their own safety because they were moving up here. They couldn't, if they had, you know, people that, if there was danger for them, that they were going to have coming in behind them, obviously, you know, they doing their job too. Yeah, well, it's obviously they opened up that roadblock because I got swarmed with people.
What did it look like with someone coming?
So, how come you're not up here? I see one of your guys standing in front of me. Of 205? Oh. Oh. You're on the, are you on the east side of the, are you on the east side of the refuge? Okay, gotcha. You might have a better, yeah, okay.
Well. Brandon from the militia called, and them fuckers, I don't know, they say they're on their way.
You know, hopefully Obama doesn't take this, send out federal agents.
Fancy technology, they've got unlimited resources, and we're just a bunch of...
We need to get that fucking vehicle out of the way. We need to get that fucking vehicle out of the way.
Okay,
Hey, Gary.
Okay, now we can see that.
There's some heavy equipment there now.
Although bulldozers are great, we need to get that thing out of there.
Absolutely. I was here earlier. I know. Okay, I need somebody to move that motherfucking thing. I got supplies, guns, ammo, firewood.
We don't need that. We don't need that.
I got one of your guys here.
I'd like to know why they opened it up and didn't put an officer there. That doesn't make any sense.
All right, I will. Thank you for your help.
That sees all the madness that people are kind of putting out there in the fighting within the movement over specific people. I know that Blaine, in particular, has gotten a lot of backlash for some reason. So we got the number for the negotiator with the FBI. His name, well, actually we spoke to two people, Chris and Paul, both Chris and Paul. In fact, a couple of key players that weren't on there. And just know that you're lying. You are lying. If you're saying that he's an informant of any type, working with the FBI, anything like that, I know for a fact that he is not. I was on that call for many, 4 hours minimum. Okay, and there was others involved in that call too. Again, I had mentioned Manny, and there was one other gentleman that I'm not going to mention because I don't have his permission to do so. So if you weren't on that call, you didn't hear what was going on, so you can't say a word. Not a word.
They knew that we was negotiating with the FBI and the refuge. They knew that.
Okay, that's how we learn. We make mistakes and then we go forward and we do better. So when we know better, we do better. I've been trying to do legal research. I have a paralegal degree since 2004. I just graduated with a degree in political science and history. So I don't often fit the narrative that it's all ignorant redneck hicks out here. So I hope.
Since you told us you've got a bit of a legal background, may I ask you about the arrest yesterday?
You know, this stuff's got to stop.
This is information that I've gotten from Mark. They knew that we was negotiating with the FBI and the refuge. They knew that.
You know, you're going to rush up here now because somebody got hurt, somebody got killed. Quite frankly, I'm going to ask you where you were. Where was your loyalty? Where was your support when this was going on?
Lavoya took off. He ended up hitting the snowbank, I guess, trying to get around the blockade. After he hit that snowbank, he came out of that truck and he charged at the law enforcement, as I understand it.
You know, it's pretty sad if people got to run up here all of a sudden because somebody got hurt and somebody got killed. You know, I guess it was convenient, you know, just armchair quarterback it the rest of the way, but now we can move on something. You guys got to stop, you know, just armchair quarterback it the rest of the way, you know, just armchair quarterback it the rest of the way.
That's how we learn. We make mistakes and then we go forward and we do better.
Yeah, I'm here. Gary Hunt, just to verify as well, for historical purposes and also per your instructions, everyone's credentials, they all have credentials out.
And so our COWS member was able to speak directly to the FBI and negotiate free passage for the people who wanted to leave.
Was
and
there
so
a promise
last night,
was there a promise of non-prosecution?
no, it's just a promise of we won't shoot you if you leave. You can go.
Okay, all right.
They don't know who's in this refuge. They've never taken names. They don't know anything. And it doesn't appear that they're really concerned about anybody but Ammons, Bundy, Ryan Bundy, and...
Hey Audrey, this is Mike. I just talked to someone. Are you guys watching their live feed?
I am not, but I know some people are.
I've just been told they're losing their shit over the drone.
Okay.
Can you guys just put it away? I mean, I don't see how that at all has any strategic advantage. It's a great tactical advantage to have reconnaissance, but the long-term goal here is getting them out. The long-term goal here is getting them out. So I mean, being out of the know and not having a bird's eye view of the world is a small sacrifice. So get somebody in there that knows strategy. Get rid of these tactics geniuses.
No, I will pass it along.
Thanks, Audrey.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, Michelle, what's going on? What's the plan?
Good morning. So the plan is to go get 4 Americans out safely today.
you should know. You covered the retreats of the contractors who did the job. Who runs Johnson? Senator. There is no head to cut off. It's a conglomerate. If one of them betrays the principles of the accrual of money and power,
United States Marine Corps from Alcatraz.
the others betray him.
Out.
What it is.
I'll cancel your reservations.
Get the Pentagon.
Human
Call the San Francisco office. It seems Alcatraz was just reopened.
You got a lot of shit for you, and I got to entertain.
Always makes me feel a little melancholy. A grand old warship being ignominiously hauled away for scrap. The inevitability of time, don't you think? What do you see?
A bloody big ship. Excuse me.
007. I'm your new quartermaster.
You must be joking.
Why? Because I'm not wearing a lab coat?
Because you still have spots.
My complexion is hardly relevant.
Your competence is.
Age is no guarantee of efficiency.
And youth is no guarantee of innovation.
I'll hazard I can do more damage on my laptop sitting in my pajamas before my first cup of Earl Grey than you can do in a year in the field.
Oh, so why do you need me?
Every now and then a trigger has to be pulled.
Or not pulled. It's hard to know which in your pajamas. Q.
007. Ticket to Shanghai. Documentation and passport.
Thank you.
And this. Author PPKS 9mm short. There's a microdermal sensor in the grip. It's been coded to your palm print so only you can fire it. Less of a random killing machine, more of a personal statement.
And this?
Standard issue radio transmitter. Activate it and it broadcasts your location. Distress signal. And that's it.
A gun. And a radio. Not exactly Christmas, is it?
Were you expecting an exploding pen? We don't really go in for that anymore. Good luck out there in the field. And please return the equipment in one piece.
Brave new world.